Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Aditi here. I am excited to be here on a live stream today. This week I talked about some really heavy topics, and um, I sent an email out to my community. And by the way, if you're not a part of my community and you want to be, you can sign up at adithicreative.com/live bold. Okay, so I teach you tips on how to, step out of your comfort zone and be more bold and really step into the life that you're meant to have while you're here. And I also teach you how to build an impactful business. So if either of those apply to you, come join my community, adithicreative.com/live bold. So I sent an email out and I talked about suicidal thoughts because, with the recent events happening and multiple people telling me that, maybe Kate had it right. Maybe that's the way to do it, right? When you're really drowning in your struggles and everything just feels too hard. And it's heartbreaking to hear that, but I also totally get it because I have dealt with severe depression, and I had no idea. I was so depressed. I was just going along with life the way I thought everybody else was. And I just thought that that's how it's supposed to be. I thought I should just be grateful. I should just deal with it. What's wrong with you? You have so much to be happy about. And the truth was I wasn't happy, and I felt guilty about it. I felt like, I have a great job, I have a boyfriend, like life is good. Like, isn't this what everyone strives for, So what am I getting upset about? Who am I to feel like not happy? Like, get it together, Aditi. And I would talk myself out of it. But, after a while, when you feel unfulfilled, you look for answers. And I was looking for answers. And, it came in the disguise of wanting to be successful and trying to figure some things out. And while I was going through that discovery process, also let me know, can you guys hear me okay? Because I know there's some music here. It's a little loud. I am trying to use this mic here, so I'm talking into that. So let me know if you guys can hear me okay, or if I should move this at all. I started seeking answers, and it was initially, to be successful, to be happy, to do all these things, and that's when I discovered that, I'm super depressed. Like, I am so depressed. I am so unhappy. I hate everything. I hate myself. I hate my life. I hate everything. And, I came to this realization just in these last few years. So it's very new. And it was really hard for me to face because I truly believed, because I convinced myself that everything is okay. But it wasn't okay. And, my body was one of the first clear signs to let me know that things are not okay. I have been 80 plus pounds overweight for a long time. And I have been overweight for like 12, 13 years. It's been a while, and I recently released 40 pounds off my body. And it's because of this healing work that I've been doing to really see what's going on for me and to release things that are just not working and to reinvent myself, refine myself, rediscover myself, all of that good stuff. And the truth was, I didn't have any tools to deal with my depression. I had no idea what to do with these feelings, and I just had no clue. Like, you don't learn about depression in school, you don't learn about depression at work, I don't know. You just get diagnosed and you get put on some prescription pills, and really that's not what I was looking for. And I'm already very sensitive, and I knew that prescription pills were just not going to be good, and I was not going to be able to come back for that. So I really wanted to heal holistically, and I went to an energy healer, I went to intuitive coaches, and I worked with multiple people to really help me figure out how to work through these feelings I have and to work through these emotions that I have. And I realized, one, I'm really sensitive. Two, I get totally overloaded by emotions of people around me. I'm an empath. I don't know if you know what that is, or if you know that you're an empath, but empaths, I believe, are about 5% of the population. Where they literally absorb energies of things and people around them. And so, first of all, part of my feelings and depression were people around me, because I was absorbing people's feelings and emotions, and maybe I was even absorbing their, suicidal thoughts or depression, and it was just heightening mine, and I didn't know what to do with this. I didn't know how to separate my thoughts from what I was feeling from other people, you know? So I really had to learn how to differentiate that and connect with myself. And the reason I'm sharing this with all of you is my intention is that I hope it helps somebody else who's maybe going through the same thing, or who has gone through it as well. And know that you're not alone. And two, it's not a bad thing. It's not a weird thing. Emotions are totally normal. It's just our society that's made us feel stupid about it, you know? Society is who has kind of dumbed down emotions and feelings and all of these things, but that's exactly what makes you human. So if you shut those out, you're literally shutting down your humanity. And so I encourage you to feel whatever is coming up for you. You know, I've talked to a couple people who are like, you know what? I haven't fully grieved this. I haven't fully grieved this breakup. I haven't fully grieved this divorce, or this friendship that has fallen apart, or I haven't, you know, fully felt all the scared feelings of being in a new city or being in a new career. You know, I just am doing things, but I'm not feeling any of it, you know? And so I encourage you to feel it. Feel everything that is coming up for you. You know, this week, hi guys, hi everyone, hi Audrey, hey Sunita Masi. This week, you know, I was feeling like a little crazy. Like, I've had a really tough 4 weeks, and I don't think I really had the space to process all of it. And I was around people most of the time, and I was going to be visiting my family in San Diego. And when I got here, I was just like, I can't be around people. I can't be around people. I have to be by myself. And I was like, all right, so what does that mean? You know, I was trying to tap into my intuition, trying to honor, what does my body need? What do I need right now? And it was like, I need to be locked in a room, and I need to be able to just feel all these feelings that I'm feeling. And so, you know, I had this battle within me. Like, it was just like, my intuition was telling me to get an Airbnb. My logical mind was like, don't waste that money. Go to your cousin's house, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I just kept going back and forth between what my intuition and my body was telling me I needed versus what I thought was a good idea, what my mind thought was a good idea. And, you know, usually we are living our lives from our mind, but sometimes, most of the time, it's our body and our intuition that really knows what we need. And I'm glad I listened, because I feel so much better, you guys. I feel so much better. Okay, those 3 days, I just let it rip. I cried, I screamed, I cursed people out, you know, like, not really, but like in the air. I was like, F you for doing this and not understanding. I hate you all. Everyone die. You know what I mean? And it's like, in the beginning, I used to be very afraid of all these emotions. I'm like, oh my God, that's so mean. Why would I say that? But the thing is, if these emotions are sitting inside of you, first of all, they're going to harm you, and they're going to harm that other person, because you're sending out these negative vibrations about this person, you know? So it's better you just let it out and let it all come out. You know, I was dancing around. I was like dancing around naked. I felt free. I was jumping around. I was singing at the top of my lungs. And boy, was it an amazing, amazing, amazing release, you know? And I think that, you know, society doesn't really honor this or give space for us to do this. So, you know, I think that, you know, if I were to tell my parents, or if I were to tell, you know, people in general who have been close to me that I need to do this, that usually it's like, it's just not that well received. Like, oh, why are you so emotional? Or why are you so this? Why are you so that? And I'm like, you know what? I'm coming into my own more and more each day. Then I'm like, screw everybody. I don't care if you think I'm too emotional. I don't care if you think I'm too sensitive. This is how God made me, and this is what I need to do for my own mental sanity and to get it together so I can show up as my best self for all of you, you know? And these last 3 years, I have really, really shut down so I can go deep within, because I have not, in these years and years and years, I have not gone within. And so I want to encourage you guys to do this, because one, you know, with social media, it's so hard because everyone looks like they have this rosy life, and you're just like, what the F am I doing wrong? Why does everyone else's life look so amazing? And like, why don't I have it figured out, right? And you tend to go into this like negative thinking and these thoughts that only are going to keep you more stuck. So I invite you to really sit with yourself, see what's coming up for yourself and feel it, just feel it. I'm giving you permission to feel all of it. It doesn't matter what your spouse is saying, what your best friend is saying, or anything. Listen to what your body is saying and what your body is telling you to do. And I talked about this in my newsletter, and it really made me sick to my stomach because I watched this interview, and this, I forget what he was, maybe a neuroscientist or something, and he talked about how society literally supports illness. Like, society literally supports illness. And here's an example. And I want you guys to listen to this carefully and tell me if you resonate or if you have experienced this before. So let's say you're invited to the movies, right? And you're like thinking about it, but you're like, nothing in my body feels like I'm supposed to go to this. And I don't want to. Maybe I don't have plans, but I don't want to go. I just don't feel it, And, when you do that, typically people are like, man, you're being such a loser. Stop being so lame. Come on, just come out, Now, let me tell you guys, I am guilty of this too. I am guilty of being that person. So I take full ownership of this. But in the last few years, I've started to become more open and more respectful of other people's process because I started becoming more respectful of my process, and I realized everyone deserves that courtesy, So, so that's why I take full responsibility that I have been that person, and sometimes maybe I still am if I'm not fully aware. But just talking about this helps you think about it. So, you get made to feel like a loser. But then, if you're like, man, I have the worst migraine, I just can't make it out tonight. Okay, that's cool. We'll catch you next time. What happens? You typically get a pass, right? When you say you're not feeling well, you have a headache, you have a migraine, whatever it may be, then you get a pass. So why do you only get a pass when you're sick, right? Why don't you get a pass just because you're honoring what you need right now? And that blew my mind because I'm like, oh my God, I have went through that for so long, and I have experienced that myself. And it's like, maybe people are keeping themselves sick. And they talked about this in the interview because that's the only thing that gives them the pass to do what they really want or to avoid whatever they don't want. You know what I mean? And I'm like, ooh, that makes me feel sick to my stomach because I think that is very true. And think about how many times that you have maybe told somebody that you didn't feel well because you didn't want to go do that thing that they were inviting you to. Like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, why are we in a society where we can't honor how we're really feeling right now? Like, maybe I just need some space to figure some things out. Maybe I'm just going through some shit, or maybe I'm just having a really bad day, or maybe I'm just having some emotions come up, and it's better that I stay home and not stuff them down and come to the movies with you. Why is that not a normal thing? So it's my mission to talk about these things so we can start to maybe make it more normal, or people can just have the courage and be bold to stand up for their needs. And, it doesn't have to be this attacky thing, but really just out of love, sharing that, this is what I really need right now, and I'll catch you next time, And so I encourage you to think about how you can show up for yourself more and be your best friend and be what you need, because you saying yes to that when you don't really mean yes is you betraying yourself. And when I got that, when I realized that me saying yes to you because I feel bad or because whatever, that's me betraying myself. Whew, that feels heavy. I was like, wait, I don't want to betray myself. And I've already betrayed myself for years and years and years, and I will not betray myself now. And when I put it into that perspective, I'm like, wow, okay, well, that makes it easier to make the choice that feels best for me. So yeah, you guys, like, I didn't have the tools to move through my depression and things that I've been going through, but now I have tools, and now I'm learning how to implement them and kind of going out into the wild and living my life with these tools. And it's not easy, but it's so much freer to be able to not be holding all this pent up stuff inside and being able to release it and then move forward. You know what I mean? So I encourage you to do that. And, same thing with burnout. I have been a workaholic for so long, and it has done nothing for me. It has deteriorated my health It has deteriorated my confidence. It has deteriorated my work habits or whatever. And I'm really trying to learn a new way of doing things. And the hard thing is, when you are not trying to work, because I did use work as a way to numb other things that were going on. So when you are really balancing that, then all of those things that maybe you're trying to avoid or numbing come up to the surface, and that can be hard. And then that's when you have to, bring in your tools to help you deal with all those emotions or to process all those emotions and really just be a freaking human being. Why are we being rewarded for being workaholics who are not taking care of ourselves, who are killing ourselves, who are stepping on each other's toes to get ahead in life, and just doing things that really aren't good for our overall health and happiness? Like, why are we rewarding that? Like, I have been in that for a long time, and I have felt very accomplished by getting those rewards and by getting those accolades and by getting that recognition. But what's the point when you're 80 pounds overweight? Like, what is the point? What is the point of that recognition when you're not living as your best self? You're not feeling fulfilled. Like, when you're going after these, I call them ego markers, right? Like, because they satisfy your ego, it's going to only satisfy you up to a certain amount, and really stepping into my own and really trying to find a rhythm that works for me has been so hard, because it's had me changing my entire life and my entire dynamic with people. And, people haven't really been receiving it that well. I have realized what an introvert I am. I don't like being around people a lot. I don't even like talking to people a lot. So I've really reduced it to only, my business clients that I need to talk to, or people who are supporting my health right now, because that's just what I need. I just cannot be talking to so many people and get distracted, get my energy pulled in multiple places. And this is what I needed to do. And, it's been hard because it hasn't been received well by people. And I think that's what living bold is about, having the courage and having the guts to step into yourself and honor your needs, even though people aren't going to like it, even though some people are going to hate you, even though some people are going to unfriend you, all of that stuff. But it's like, are you going to choose them over your life, right? Are you going to choose them over betraying yourself? No, right? So I think when you put it into that perspective, you're like, shit, this is hard. And I hate that some people hate me right now and people just don't get it. But it's not their job to get it. It's your job to get you. It's your job to follow you. And, everyone else, they'll step into whatever they're meant to step into. And, maybe you stepping into yours is going to help other people step into theirs, But you can't be so concerned about what everybody else is saying and doing, because it's about you right now. And maybe you're an empath like me, where you've been giving your energy away and away and away to so many people, so many situations, whether it was wanted or not, right? It was just that's just your nature. Trying to reel back all that energy can be difficult. And so, I do these things where I tap, I do emotional freedom technique. I tap a lot every day pretty much, and I'm releasing my emotions all the time. And, I do feel uncomfortable with the person I'm stepping into, because I haven't fully owned her yet, and that's been hard. So having this space is what I have needed to be able to discover who I really am, because if I have too many people around me, then I start getting into what everyone else is doing and I get distracted. And this is the easiest way for me to really hone in on me and figure out, what do I like? Not what is this person like, what is that person like, what is that person going to say? I've lived too much of my life worrying about what everyone else is saying, what everyone else is doing, what everyone else is thinking. And it ended me up in a trapped life that I wasn't happy in. And really secluding myself, isolating myself, and recreating myself has been such a blessing. So I encourage you to do that for yourself. If you feel like you need some space, if you feel like like too tight and crowded around certain people, and you just need space to feel, to heal, to be able to listen to your intuition, because it's so hard to listen to your intuition when, all these voices are around you or in your head. And, I'm just at the very, very beginning of my journey. Even though I've come very far, There's still a long journey ahead of me, and I'm excited to see who I discover and step into, and I'm excited to see who you discover and step into. So hopefully me talking about this has been helpful for you. I always pray that me being vulnerable like this is going to help somebody, because otherwise, it's hard to come on camera and talk about really difficult things that, you personally have been through. And my goal and my hope is always that this is going to help somebody out there, and that's why I do it. So I trust that somebody out there who is feeling depressed or is feeling burnt out, who is feeling like they want to give up, that this video helps you to really just tune into yourself and figure out and ask yourself, what is it that you need right now, and how can you honor yourself right now? Because that one question has been completely saving my life. And maybe I don't always like the answer that I get back from my body of what I need to do, but it's been so healing, and the results are undeniable. You guys have seen that I have released 40 pounds off my body, and it's incredible to see that all the inner work that I have been doing is really starting to flourish on the outside now too. So I hope that, all of you guys step into your highest and happiest self and the life that you're meant to live. If you're feeling scared to step into the life that you really want because you're afraid of the feedback or the obstacles or any of that that's coming up, know that you don't need to have it all figured out right now, and taking one step at a time makes a huge difference. And I hope my story has inspired you. Checking into that Airbnb for a few days has been so healing for me. And I'm at the beach right now, and I'm feeling damn good. I really just let myself just let it all out when I was in that room, and I'm happy I did. So let me show you guys the beach because it looks awesome. So you guys can see the beach behind me. And there is a bit of a boardwalk back here. All these restaurants and stuff. Cool. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Share, tag somebody who you think would enjoy this. Come join my community because I share intimate stories there first before I share it anywhere else. You can catch it at adithicreative.com/livebold. And if you guys want me to talk more about this kind of stuff, let me know in the comments below. And if you're catching the replay, say #replay, because it's uncomfortable talking about this stuff, but if I know that you guys want to hear it and it's helping people, then that is encouraging to keep going. Talking about marketing is my safe zone. It's my comfort zone. It's easy to talk about that for me, but this stuff is a little bit harder. It is stretching me and pulling me out a little bit. So hope you guys come and join us, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.